Hello everyone, welcome to Unacademy, India's largest learning platform. Dear friends, in today's marathon session, we will start class 11th NCRT of Fundamentals of Physical Geography. Now, as we know, the important basic subject geography, when we are talking about the preparation for the subject, there should be concept clarity regarding all important topics. Now, friends, when we'll go through the syllabus of UPSC CSE, where there are basic things mentioned in the syllabus related to physical geography as well. Now, for the general studies and optional purpose, where we will cover the basic concepts, which means the NCRT series will help you for the both GS and options. Now let's start today's session. So friends, in this session, we will discuss about the various aspects of geography. Now we'll starts about the first part, that is related to the geography as a discipline. First of all, we'll see the importance of geography, and then we will cover the other aspects like branches of geography, so and other applications also. Now we will cover like geography as a discipline, then we will discuss about the earth. Friends, in the topic of earth, we will discuss about the origin, evolution of the earth, and the interior of the earth, distribution of oceans and continents. After that, we will discuss about landforms like minerals and rocks, geomorphic processes, landforms and their evolution we have covered. Then we have also discussed about in this series of lectures, that is climate, composition and structure of atmosphere, solar radiation, heat balance and temperature, atmospheric circulation and weather systems. We will discuss water in the atmosphere and world climate and climate change. So under the unit of climate, we will cover these topics. Moving to the next part, friends, we will cover also water. The unit water, where we will discuss about the oceans and movements of ocean water. And then we discussed about the life on the earth and biodiversity and conservation. So overall, this is outline for the series of lectures. Let's see in how many sessions we will cover this. So today's first session will start with the fundamentals of physical geography. I hope 3 or 4 sessions will cover the complete NCRT. So let's start today's session. So friends, now here is the reminder for all aspirants, basically those who are planning to appear for preliminary examination this year, means upcoming in October. Now friends, it's time to just revise and solve multiple choice questions, MCQs, as much as possible. So definitely the evaluation of your preparation through the test series is necessary. So we are also providing free test series for all aspirants. So the link is provided in the description box. You can apply for this free test series and just evaluate your preparation. So friends, just start today's session. Before that, it's my pleasure to welcome you all on Unacademy. India's largest learning platform. Me, Rishikesh Inamdar, guiding UPSC aspirants from last 8 years. You can follow me on Unacademy, and also you can join our Telegram group to get important updates related civil services preparation. Now friends, Unacademy Combat and number of benefits with UPSC CSE subscription, like 6 in 1 offer, huge discount on combo subscription. So we will discuss during the session these offers and benefits to all subscriptions. We are providing friends iconic and plus paid subscription on our platform. Where friends in plus subscription you will get live classes, structured courses, unlimited access for live and recorded classes along with weekly tests. Now, in iconic subscription, you will get all the features of Plus course along with additional features like personal guidance, study planner, study material, experts guidelines and test analysis. So friends, it's our suggestion to those aspirants pursuing their graduation or after their 12th examination planning to start their preparation, they can go with iconic subscription. You can also avail 10% discount using referral code RBI Live. Now, for the 1 year of plus subscription, you have to pay 44,550 rupees. Whereas for the 1 year of iconic subscription, you have to pay 67,050 rupees. Now, friends, you can also avail 10% discount on optional subscription. So do not forget to use code RBI Live. Yes, as I have discussed Unacademy Combat. So friends, every Sunday morning 11 a.m. we are conducting Unacademy Combat. So you can use code RBI Live to register yourself for combat. So friends, as per your ranks, you will get the number of benefits like scholarships and amazing prizes. So link is provided in the description box and you can start the your overall evaluation of preparation through UPSC Combat. So hurry up, enroll for the combat where we are conducting combat on every Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Yes. Now friends, we are going to start new batches from 1st September. Like we have regular batches, 1 year, 2 year batches, along with batches focused on mains, that is Mission All India Rank 1, 360 degrees coverage batches. So as per your convenience, you can join these batches. Initially, as I have informed you about the free test series, which will help you to gear up your preparation. So friends, the link is provided in the description box and you can unlock the test using referral code RBI Live. Now, let's start Unit 1 with the geography as a discipline. Now friends, the unit which deals with the geography as integrating discipline as a science of spatial attributes and branches of geography, importance of physical geography we will discuss in this unit. So let's start with chapter 1 of class 11th NCERT fundamentals of physical geography. Yes. Now, dear friends, the geography as an integrating discipline, as you know that we are studying the subject from our schools. Now, the geography as one of the components of social science, like up to the secondary stage we have already studied. So some phenomenon of geographical nature in the world and its different parts. as we aware about that. Now, when we'll study geography as an independent subject, so we should learn about the physical environment of the earth. Yes, physical environment of the earth. So human activities and their interactive relationships. Along with that, a pertinent question we can ask at this stage, like, why should we study geography? So there are, like, being, if we are talking about civil services aspirants, this is the basic part of our syllabus. And at the general view, as we are living on the earth, our lives are affected on the resources sustains ourselves in the surrounding areas. So primitive societies subsisted on natural means of subsistence, that is edible plants and animals. With the passage of time, we developed technologies and started producing our food using natural resources such as land, soil, and water. तो दोस्तों, जब हम जियोग्राफी की बात करते हैं, तो एक इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट जिसको हम स्पेसिफिकली इन सब्जेक्ट में फिजिकल एनवायरमेंट ऑफ द अर्थ को एस्पेक्ट्स को we are discussing. Along with that, with the time, we have developed the technologies, and also we are using natural resources like land, soil, and water. So we adjusted our food habitats. So there should be a geography equips us to appreciate diversity and investigate into causes responsible for creating such variations over time and space. So the importance of geography. Now, the overall study of geography, that is the understanding the skills and which obtained in modern scientific techniques such as GIS and computer cartography. Computer cartography equip us to meaningfully contribute to the national endeavor for development. Yes. Now, when we are talking about geography, which is home of many other creatures, like we are talking about the earth, especially. So, when we are talking about earth is our home, and so earth is also home of many other creatures, like big and small, which live on the earth and sustain. So, earth's surface is not uniform. It has variations in its physical features. So there are mountains, then hills, valleys, plains, plateaus, oceans, lakes, then deserts, and along with cultural features also. So there are the variations in its social and cultural features. So basically, there are villages, cities, roads, railways, ports, markets, and many other elements created by human beings across the entire period of their cultural development. Now, friends, when we are talking about these variations, they provides a clue to understanding the relationship between the physical environment and social cultural features. The physical environment has provided the stage on which human societies enacted the drama of their creative skills with the tools and techniques which they invented and evolved in the process of their cultural development. Now, so when we are talking about geography in terms of definition, so friends, in simple words, it can be said that the geography is the description of the earth. So the term geography was first coined by Eratosthenes, a Greek scholar. So the word has been derived from the two roots of Greek language, that is geo, which stands for earth, and graphos, that is description. So the word geography, which has been derived from the Greek word geo and graphos. So now, dear friends, let's we when we discussing the geography as an integrating discipline. So we put together the mean of description of the earth. The earth has always seen as abode of human beings, and the scholars defined geography as the description of the earth as the abode of human beings. Now, there is we have already studied in previous NCRTs. So there exists variation over the surface of the earth in its physical as well as cultural environment. So a number of phenomena are similar and many are dissimilar. It was therefore logical to perceive geography as the study of aerial differentiation. Yes, aerial differentiation. So geography was perceived to study all those geographers do not study only the variations in the phenomenon over the earth's surface, but also study the association with the other factors like the cropping patterns. So these factors which causes like the cropping pattern differ from region to region, but this variation is cropping pattern. Yes, this variation in cropping pattern as a phenomenon. So it is related to variation in soils, climates, then demands in the market, then capacity of farmer to invest and technological inputs available to her or him. So friends, the concern of geography is to find out causal relationship between any two phenomenon or between more than one phenomenon. So ultimately, understanding geography, where it explains the phenomenon of a frame of cause and effect relationship, as it does not only help in interpretation but also foresees the phenomenon in future. So both the physical and human phenomenon are not static but highly dynamic. Now, they change over time as a result of intensive process between ever changing earth and untiring the ever active human beings. So primitive human societies were directly dependent on their immediate environment. So geography thus is concerned with the study of nature and human interactions and integrated whole. So friends, I hope now you have understand the importance of geography subject in general view. So the study of nature, yes, oh, study of nature and human activities. Yes. So the study of nature and human interactions as an integrated whole human is an integral part of nature. So which has influenced different aspects of human life. Its imprints can be noticed on food, clothing, shelter, and occupation. Human beings have come to terms with the nature through adaptation of, yes, the adaptation process and modification as well. So friends, the present society which has passed the stage of primitive societies which were directly dependent on their immediate physical environment for their sustenance. Now, present societies have modified their natural environment by inventing and using technology, and thus these have expanded the horizon of their operation by appropriating and utilizing the resources which provided by nature. So with the gradual development of technology, human beings were able to loosen the shackles of their physical environment, and whereas technology helped in reducing the harshness of labor, then efficiency and provided leisure to human beings to attend to the higher needs of life. Now, it also increased the scale of production and the mobility of labor. Now, the interaction, yes. Now, friends, the interaction between the physical environment and human beings has been distinctly described by a poet, so like the dialogue between human and nature, like the you created the soil, I created the cup, you created night, I created the lamp, you created wilderness, hilly terrace and deserts, so I created flower beds and gardens. So human beings have claimed their contribution using natural resources with the help of technology. Human beings moved from the stage of necessity to stage of freedom. Now they have put their imprints everywhere and created new possibilities in collaboration with nature. Thus, we now find humanized nature and naturalized human beings and geography. Whereas we studied this interactive relationship. So the space got organized with the help of means of transportation and communication network. So the links and nodes integrated the space and gradually it organized as a social science discipline. So geography studies the spatial organization and spatial interaction or integration. Now, when we are talking about the subject, friends, as a discipline is concerned, there are three sets of questions. I hope now, friends, you are also making short notes. We will cover the complete NCRT page by page, so it will help you. Definitely, friends, it's on slow pace or we will cover complete topics covered in the NCRT. It will take time, but it will help you understand basic concepts. So next time when you will read NCRT, it will take minimum time. Along with that, you also able to prepare short notes. Now, some questions are related to the identification of the patterns. Yes, these some questions are related to the identification of the patterns of natural and cultural features as found over the surface of the earth. Then some questions are related to the distribution of the natural and human culture features over the surface of the earth. So both types of questions check distributional and localational aspects. Now, friends, as we know, the natural and aspect of natural and cultural features. So these questions provided inventories information of what features and where located. It was very popular approach during the colonial period to these two patterns of questions did not make geography a scientific discipline till the third types of questions when it is related to the explanation or causal relationships between features and the processes and phenomena. Now, the aspect of geography is related to the question that is, first is what, second is where, and third one is why. That is, so complete study of the subject. Now, friends, just understand that any discipline which follows the three basic questions, that is what, where, and why. So again, these three sets of questions also, when we are discussing about preparation related to the geography as a discipline, it's also helps to understand the integration, that is integrated study. Now, friends, so it's a discipline of synthesis. It attempts spatial synthesis and history attempts, that is temporal synthesis. Now, the present world is being perceived as global village. Now, friends, the distances have reduced by better means of transportation, increasing accessibility to the audiovisual media, and information technology have enriched the database. So technology has provided better chances of monitoring natural phenomena as well as the economic and social parameters. Now, the study of geography as an integrating discipline has interfaced with numerous natural and social sciences. So all the sciences, like whether natural or social, have one basic objective of understanding the reality. Geography attempts to comprehend the associations of phenomena as related in sections of reality. So we'll see the relationship between the every discipline. So like there is required to be the scientific knowledge. So we can say the scientific knowledge which is linked with the geography, which helps understanding the reality in totally and spatial perspective. Yes, now friends, this spatial depth provided defense to many countries, particularly in the last century. So, in traditional warfare, countries with large size in area gain time at the cost of space. The defense provided by oceanic expanse around the countries of the New World has protected them from wars so being imposed on their soil. So, if we look at the historical events, that is all over the world, each one of them can be interpreted geographically. Like, for example, in our country, Himalayas have acted great barriers. Yes, now see, here is the example where Himalayas acted as a great barriers and provided protection, but the passes provided routes to migrants and invaders from Central Asia. Now, the sea coast, yes, the sea coast has encouraged contact with people from East and Southeast Asia, then Europe and Africa. So, along with that, navigational technology helped that is, European countries, to colonize a number of countries of Asia and Africa, where India has got accessibility, or including India as European countries, or they Britishers got accessibility to oceans. Now, the geographical factors have modified the course of history in different parts of the world. Every geographical phenomenon undergoes change through time and can be explained temporarily. As we know, there are a number of changes happening with the various aspects. Now, these changes in terms of change in landforms, then change in climate, then vegetation, economic activities, and occupations and cultural developments have followed a definite historical course. So many geographical features result from the decision making process by different institutions at a particular point of time. Now, it is possible to convert time in terms of space and space in terms of time. Now, for example, friends, a 1500 kilometer from place, yes. So, like distance between point A to point B is 1500 kilometer. Or alternatively, it can also be said that a place A is 2 hours away from place B, or 17 hours. So the 2 hours, if we will travel through air, that is through aeroplane, it will, like, place A, which away from the place B is in terms of hours, that is 17 hours. If we will travel by train, that is fast moving train. Now friends, it is for this time is an integral part of geographical studies as the fourth dimension. Now, the time is important dimension. So, the linkages of geography with different natural and social sciences. So, there are the linkage, and yes, linkage can be put under two segments. One is physical geography and natural sciences. Yes, physical geography and natural sciences. Now, friends, all the branches of physical geography, which we will discuss now, have interface with natural science. Now, the traditional physical geography is linked with geology, meteorology, hydrology, and pedology. Thus, geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, and soil geography respectively have very close link with the natural sciences, as these derive their data from these sciences. Now, biogeography is closely related to botany, zoology, as well as ecology, as human beings are located in different locational niche. Now, the physical and natural, like the, especially when we are talking about the linkage between the study of astronomical locations and deals with the latitudes and longitudes, the shape of the earth is geoid, but the basic tool of geographer is map, which is two-dimensional representation of the earth. So friends, the problem is that of converting geoids into two dimensions can be tackled by projection constructed geographically or mathematically. Now, the cartographic and quantitative techniques require sufficient proficiency in mathematics, statistics, econometrics. So maps are prepared through artistic imaginations, making sketches, mental maps, and cartographic work require proficiency in arts. Yes. So, again, the next part is geography and social sciences. Now, friends, the each social science which is sketched in the figure, we will discuss those figures also. Now, the relationship between geography and history, which have already been outlined in detail. So, every discipline has a philosophy which is raison discipline or raison d'etre for that discipline. So, philosophy provides the root to discipline and in the process of its evolution. It is also experiences the distinct historical processes. Thus, the history of geographical thought as mother branch of geography. So, the history of geographical thought as mother of branch of geography is included universally in its curricula. So, all the social science disciplines, that is in terms of social, then political, that is sociology, political science, economics, and demography study, which different aspect of the social reality. So the branches of geography like social, political, economic, and population and settlements. Now, the all these branches and aspects are closely linked with these disciplines as each one of them has spatial attributes. The core concern of political science is territory, people, and sovereignty, while political geography is also interested in the study of the state as a spatial unit as well as people and their political behavior. Now, economics deals with basic attributes of the economy such as production, distribution, exchange, and consumption. So, each of these attributes also has spatial aspects. And here comes the role of economic geography to study the spatial aspects of production, distribution, exchange, and consumption. Now, population geography is closely linked with the discipline of demography. So, the overall we have discussed just now. Now, friends, the discussion shows that the geography has strong interface with natural and social sciences. It follows its own methodology to study, which makes it distinct from others. So it has osmotic relationship with other disciplines. While all the disciplines have their own individual scope, this individuality does not obstruct the flow of information, as in case of all cells in the body that have individual identity, which is separated by membranes, but the flow of blood is not obstructed. So, like geographers use data obtained from sister disciplines and attempt synthesis over space, then maps are very effective tools of geographers, in which the tabular data is converted into visual form to bring out the spatial pattern. Now, friends, along with the integrating discipline, physical geography, and natural sciences interlinking, then geography and social sciences. Now, we will discuss about branches of geography. Before that, we'll just see the diagram, like the geography and its relationship with other disciplines. I hope, friends, the diagram is visible. So, first of all, we'll start with the social geography, that is sociology, historical geography, history, political geography, political science, population geography, that is demography, economic geography, economics, statistics, econometrics, that is quantitative techniques in geography, then maths and astronomy, that is mathematical and astronomical geography, then geomorphology, that is in geology, climatology in meteorology, oceanography, that is in hydrology, soil geography, that is pedology, phytogeography, botany, zoo geography, zoology, human ecology, the part of ecology or connect with the ecology, then environmental geography with environmental science, cultural geography with anthropology, geographical thoughts with philosophy. So, friends, these are the geography and its relation with other disciplines. I hope the subject of geography is interlinked with each and every subject or most of the subject. Now, friends, we will discuss about the branches of geography. So, there are branches based on systematic approach and the branches which based on regional approach. So, systematic approach and regional approach we will discuss. So, let's start the branches of geography based on systematic approach. Now, the systematic and regional approach was introduced by Alexander. Yes, friends, the systematic and regional approach, which specific. Now, when we are talking about the systematic geography approach, is the same as that of general geography. So, this approach was introduced by Alexander von Humboldt, a German geographer, while regional geography approach was developed by another German geographer and contemporary of Humboldt. So name of that geographer is Karl Ritter. Humboldt described the systematic approach, whereas the regional approach which is discovered by the Karl Ritter. So friends, these are German geographers. Now, in systematic approach, a phenomenon is studied world over as a whole, and then the identification of typologies or spatial patterns is done. Now, the typologies or the spatial patterns is done. For example, if one is interested in the studying natural vegetation, the study will be done at the world level as a first step. So the typologies such as equatorial rain forests or softwood colonial forest or monsoon forest will be identified, discussed and delimited. Now in the regional approach, the world is divided into regions at different hierarchical levels, and then all the geographical phenomena in a particular region are studied. These regions may be natural, political, or the designated region. So the phenomenon in a region are studied in a holistic manner, searching for unity in diversity. Now, dualism is one of the main characteristics of geography, which got introduced from the very beginning. Dualism. Now, the dualism which depends on the aspect emphasized in the study. So, earlier scholars laid emphasis on physical geography, but human beings are an integral part of the Earth's surface. They are part of parcel of nature. They have also contributed through their cultural development. Thus, this developed human geography with emphasis on human activities. Now, when we are talking about the systematic approach, the first branch is physical geography. So, the branches of geography based on systematic approach. So, physical geography, where Geomorphology is devoted to the study of landforms, their evolution and related processes. Then climatology. So climatology encompasses the study of structure of atmosphere and elements of weather and climates and climatic types and regions. Then hydrology, which studies the realm of water over the surface of the earth, including oceans, lakes, rivers, and other water bodies, and its effect on different life forms, including human life and their activities. Now, the after hydrology, soil geography is devoted to study the processes of social, yes, the processes of soil formations, soil types, soil formations, soil types, their fertility status, distribution, and use. So, this is about the physical geography, and we can say the sub branches. Now, the next branch on the based on systematic approach, that is human geography. Yes, after physical geography. Now, friends, we will discuss about human geography. Now, social cultural geography, which encompasses the study of society and its spatial dynamics, as well as the cultural elements contributed by the society. Then, population and settlement. So, geography, that is rural and urban, it studies population growth, distribution, then density, sex ratio, migration, and occupational structure, etc. So, settlement geography studies the characteristics of rural and urban settlement. Yes. So friends, the population and settlement where the study related to the rural and urban, and also it studies population growth distribution, density sex ratio migration, and occupational structure. Then economic geography, which studies economic activities of the people, including agriculture, industry, tourism, trade, and transport, infrastructure, and services. Now, then part of human geography is historical geography, which studies the historical processes through which the space gets organized. Every region has undergone some historical experiences before attaining the present day status. The geographical features also experience temporal changes, and these form the concerns of historical geography. Now, the systematic approach. So, see the diagram or the flow chart, we can say the branches of geography which is based on systematic approach. So, like physical principles or philosophy, methods and techniques. So, in physical geography, the geomorphology, climatology, hydrology, soil geography is included. There is interface biogeography is the part. Now, the principles and philosophy on the systematic approach where geographical thoughts and human ecology, that is land and human interaction. Then methods and techniques like cartography, field survey methods, quantitative techniques will be there. Along with that, the geoinformatics, yes, the use of technology in the fields of geoinformatics like GIS, GPS, LIS. Then human geography like social, then population and economic, whereas the historical political, then again the population and settlement where historical and political, correction, understand, in population and settlement there will be sub areas like rural and urban. Again, like in economic, there are agriculture, tourism, infrastructure, industrial, trade and transport, and services included. So these are the branches of geography which is based on approach. Now, the branches based on regional approach. Now, friends, the regional studies, yes. Now, we will discuss about regional studies. Yes. So, friends, with the regional approach, regional studies and area studies, regional development, regional analysis, regional planning. Whereas in the regional studies and area studies, the parts like macro regional studies, meso regional studies, micro regional studies. Whereas in regional planning, the country or rural planning, town and urban planning is there. Now, the branches of geography which is based on the regional approach. So the regional studies and area which comprising the macro, meso and micro regional studies. Then regional analysis. Yes. So friends, the regional analysis, there are two aspects. While one is philosophy, yes, regional analysis. Now, there are two aspects which are common to every discipline. That is philosophical, and second one is philosophy, and another one is methods and techniques. So in philosophy, we will cover the geographical thought, then land and human interaction, like human ecology. Whereas in methods and techniques, we are covering the cartography, including computer cartology and quantitative techniques like statistical techniques and quantitative techniques. So, in methods and techniques, where field survey methods are the part of that, and geoinformatics, yes, here geoinformatics where friends, we are discussing like the remote sensing, then GIS and GPS, etc. So the classification which gives a comprehensive format of branches of geography and generally geography curricula is taught and learned in this format, but this format is not static. So any discipline is bound to grow with new ideas, problems, methods, and techniques. Now, for example, with the manual cartography, where transformation into, yes, so was once manual cartography has now been transformed into computer cartology. Now, yes, cartography, not cartology, cartography. Now, friends, technology has enabled scholars to handle large quantum data. The internet provides extensive information. Thus, the capacity to attempt analysis has increased tremendously. Now, GIS has further opened vistas of knowledge than GPS has become handy tool to find out exact locations. Then technologies have enhanced the capacity of attempting synthesis with sound theoretical understanding. So now we will study the physical geography and its importance. So when we are discussing this session or this NCRT specifically, which entitled as Fundamentals of Physical Geography. So overall book which is reflecting its scope, therefore appropriate to know the importance of this branch of geography. So physical geography, which includes the study of yes, the physical geography, which is includes the study of lithosphere, that is landforms, drainage, relief, and physiography. Then atmosphere, so its composition, structure elements, and controls of weather and climate, temperature, pressure, winds, precipitation, climatic types, etc. Now, there is a study of hydrosphere, that is ocean, water, lakes, seas. Then friends, the study of biosphere the biosphere, which covers the life forms including human being and macroorganism and their sustaining mechanism. Now, the when we are talking about biosphere, so it includes the food chain ecological parameters and ecological balance. Then soils are formed through the process of pedogenesis and depend upon the parent rock. Then climate, biological activity, and time is also the part of formation of soil. Now, the time provides maturity to soils and helps in the development of soil profiles. Each element is important for human beings. Now, landforms which provide the base on which human activities are located. The plains are utilized for agriculture. Plateaus provide forests and minerals. Mountains provide pastures, forest, tourist spots, and are sources of rivers providing water and water to lowlands. Now, climate influences are house types, clothing, and food habits. The climate has profound effect on vegetation, cropping pattern, yes, vegetation, then cropping pattern, livestock farming, and some industries. Now, friends, human beings have developed technologies which modify climatic elements in a restricted space, such as air conditioners and coolers, temperature and precipitation, ensures the density of forest and quality of grassland. Now, temperature and precipitation ensure the density of forest and quality of grassland. Whereas in India, friends, monsoonal rainfall sets. Yes, there is monsoonal rainfall sets the agricultural rhythm in motion. So precipitation recharges the groundwater aquifers, which later provides water for agriculture and domestic use. Now, we study oceans, which are the storehouse of resources. Besides fish and other seafood, then ocean are rich in mineral resources, then India has developed the technology for collecting manganese nodules from oceanic bed. Then soils are renewable resources which influence a number of economic activities such as agriculture. The fertility of the soil is both naturally determined. Yes, the fertility of the soil is both naturally determined and culturally induced. So, soils also provide the basis for the biosphere, accommodating plants, animals, and microorganisms. So, friends, the initial understanding regarding geography. Now, as per the scholars, the definition of geography, like what is geography? So, the geographer Richard Hodgson explained that geography is concerned with the description and explanation of aerial differentiation of the Earth's surface. Yes, geography is concerned with the description and explanation of the aerial differentiation of the Earth's surface, whereas another geographer hater, which described as geography studies the differences of phenomena usually related in different parts of the Earth's surface. So, the study of physical geography is emerging as discipline of evaluating and managing natural resources. In order to achieve this objective, it is essential to understand the intricate relationship between physical environment and human beings. So, physical environment provides resources and human beings utilizes these resources and ensure their economic and cultural development. Now, accelerated pace of resource. Yes, this resource utilization with the help of modern technology, which has created ecological imbalance in the world. Now, hence a better understanding of physical environment is absolutely essential for sustainable development. Now, understanding geography as discipline. Now, friends, let's continue with the next unit, that is the earth. So, this earth unit which deals with origin of evolution of the earth. Yes, origin and evolution of earth. Then interior of the earth, Wegener's continental drift theory and plate tectonics. Then earthquakes and volcanoes. Now, we will study the earth in this unit. Now, friends, let's start with the origin and evolution of the earth. Now, friends, as everyone aware about our nursery rhyme, that is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So the starry nights have always attracted since the childhood. So we may also have thought of these stars and had numerous questions in the mind. So like questions, how many stars are there in the sky? Then how did they come into existence? Can one reach the end of the sky? So there are a number of questions like same curiosity. So now we will learn the answers of these questions. So first of all, we'll start with the early theories. Now we'll start with early theories and origin of the earth. Now friends, a large number of hypotheses yes, a large number of hypotheses were put forth by different philosophers and scientists regarding origin of the earth. Now, one of the earlier and popular arguments was a German philosopher name is Immanuel Kant. Then mathematician Laplace revised it in 1796. Then so basically it is known as nebular hypothesis. Nebular hypothesis. The hypothesis which considered that the planets were formed out of a cloud of material associated with youthful sun, so which was slowly rotating, but later in 1900 the Chamberlain and Moulton considered that a wandering star approached the sun. So as a result, a cigar-shaped extension of material was separated from the solar surface, and as the passing star moved away, the material separated from the solar surface continued to revolve around the sun, and it's slowly condensed into the condensed into planets. So there is observation by Sir James, sorry, yes, Sir James Jeans, and later Sir Harold Jeffrey, which supported this argument, and at the later date, the arguments considered of companion to the sun to have been coexisting. Now, friends, these arguments are called binary theories. Now, friends, the, in 1950, Otto Skimdist in Russia and Karl Wegesker in Germany somewhat revised the nebular hypothesis, though differing in details. They considered that the sun was surrounded by a solar nebula containing mostly the hydrogen and helium, along with what may be termed as dust. The friction and collision of particles led to formation of a disc-shaped cloud, and the planets were formed through the process of accretion. Now, the scientists in later period look up the problems of origin of universe rather than the just of the earth and planets. Yes, earth or the planets. Now, after the early theories of the origin of the earth, now we will see the modern theories where we will discuss origin of the universe. Now, the most popular argument regarding the origin of the universe is Big Bang theory. It is also called expanding universe hypothesis. Edwin Hubble in 1920, which provided evidence that the universe is expanding as time passes, like galaxies move further and further apart. We can experiment and find what does the expanding universe mean. So, like take a balloon and mark some points on it to represent the galaxies. Now, if we start inflating the balloon, the points marked on the balloon will appear to be moving away from each other as the balloon expands. Similarly, the distance between the galaxies is also found to be increasing, and thereby the universe is considered to be expanding. However, we will find that besides the increase in the distances between the points on the balloon, the points themselves are expanding. So this is not in according with the fact. So scientists believe that though the space between the galaxies, which increasing observations do not support the, yes, so galaxies, the space between the galaxies increasing, observations do not support the expansion of galaxies. So the balloon example is only partially correct. Now understand the singularity of Big Bang. So friends, the Big Bang theory considered the various stages in the development of the universe. Now first, in the beginning, all matter forming the universe existed in one place in the form of a tiny ball that is singular atom with an unimaginably small volume, infinite temperature, and infinite density. Now, the Big Bang is this tiny ball which exploded violently is led to huge expansion. So it is now generally accepted that the event of Big Bang took place 13.7 billion years before the present. Now, the expansion continues even to present day. So, as it grew, some energy was converted into matter. There was particularly rapid expansion within fractions of a second after the bang. So thereafter, the expansion has slowed. Yes, expansion has slowed down. Now, friends, within the first 3 minutes from the Big Bang event, the first atom began to form. Now, third stage, So within 3 lakh years from the Big Bang, temperature dropped to 4500 Kelvin and gave rise to atomic matter. The universe became transparent. Now, the expansion of universe means increase in space between the galaxies, whereas an alternative to this was Hoyle's concept of steady state. Now, so it considered the universe to be roughly at the same at any point of time, however, with greater evidence becoming available about the expanding universe, scientific community at present favors argument of expanding universe. Now, the star formation. So along with this, we will discuss the star formation. Now, before discussing the star formation, dear friends, do not forget to download an Academy app. You can follow me there to get notifications about our upcoming classes. So, friends, you can follow me there on Unacademy app. And after downloading app, you can use referral code, that is invite code RBI Live, to access free special classes by all educators. Now, friends, these free special classes are interactive live classes. After the lecture, you will get class notes. And the important point is that you can access these classes as per your convenience, like live or recorded, and anytime from any of your devices. So hurry up, gear up your preparation to the next level with our free special classes and content available on an Academy app. Now, we will discuss the star formation. Now, friends, the distribution of matter and energy was not even in the early universe. So, the distribution of matter and energy was not even in the early universe. So, these initial density differences gave rise to differences in sorry, excuse me. So, gravitational forces, and it caused the matter to get drawn together. These form the basis for development of galaxies. A galaxy contains a large number of stars. Galaxies spread over vast distances that are measured in thousands of light years. The diameters of individual galaxies range from 80,000 to 1,50,000 light years. A galaxy starts to form by accumulation of by the accumulation of hydrogen gas in the form of very large cloud, which is called nebula. So eventually growing, nebula develops localized clumps of gas, and these clumps continue to grow into even denser gaseous bodies, giving rise to formation of stars. The formation of stars is believed to have taken place somewhat 5 to 6 billion years ago. So the formation of stars is believed to have taken place some 5 to 6 billion years ago. So after the formation of star or the star formation, now we will discuss formation of planets. So before that, friends, a light year is a measure of distance and not a time. To understand, a light year is a measure of distance, not a time. So light travels at a speed of 3 lakh kilometer per second. Light travels 3 lakh kilometer per second. Considering this, the distances the light will travel in 1 year is taken to be 1 light year. Now, this equals to 9.461 into 1012 kilometer, and the mean distance between the sun and the earth is 149,598 thousand kilometers. So like 14 crore 95 lakh 98,000 kilometers in terms of light years. So it is 8.311 minutes. Now, friends, the formation of planets where there are various stages in the development of planets. So first stage, where the stars are localized lumps of gas within nebula. The gravitational force within the lumps leads to the formation of a core to the gas cloud and a huge rotating disk of gas, and dust develops around the gas core. Now, the second stage, where the gas cloud starts getting condensed, yes, and the matter around the core develops into small rounded objects like this. Now, these small rounded objects, by the process of cohesion, develop into called planetesimals, to these small rounded objects by the process of cohesion, develop into planetesimals, like larger bodies start forming by collision and gravitational attraction causes the material to stick together, and planetesimals are large number of small bodies. Then after that, in the final stage, the large number of small planetesimals accrete to form a few large bodies which in the forms of planets. So the formation of planets. Now friends, I'll revise the three stages of the formation of planets. The first, the stars are localized lumps of gas within a nebula. Yes, lumps of gas within a nebula. So the gravitational force within the lumps leads to formation of a core to the gas cloud and a huge rotating disk of gas, and dust develops around the gas core. Then in the next stage, the gas cloud starts getting condensed and the matter around the core develops into small rounded objects. These small rounded objects, by the process of cohesion, develop into planetesimals. So larger bodies start forming by collision, and gravitational attraction causes the material to stick together. Now, planetesimals are large number of smaller bodies, where in the final stage these large number of small planetesimals accrete to form a few large bodies in the form of planets. So friends, we have discussed about formation of planets and the star formation. So we'll just revise the formation of stars. With the see the diagram, clouds of gas and dust are disturbed by gravity of nearby phenomenon. Then the disturbance causes clumps to form or draw gas inwards. Then collapsing clump begins to rotate and flatten into a disk of gas and dust. Then the disk rotates faster and faster, where pulling more material inwards, creating a hot, dense core called protostar. Now, when the protostar becomes hot enough, hydrogen atoms begin to fuse and producing helium and energy. After millions of years, a bipolar flow which erupts from the protostar and blasts away remaining gas and dust. So this is the formation of stars through the diagram. We have discussed about a light year, which is measure of distance. Now, after the formation of planets, now friends, we'll start with our solar system. Our solar system, which consists of 8 planets. The nebula from which our solar system is supposed to have been formed started its collapse and core formation sometime 5 to 5.6 billion years ago. The planets were formed about yes 4.6 billion years. Now, our solar system, which consists of the sun, that is the star, then 8 planets, then 63 moons, then millions of smaller bodies, like asteroids, and comets, and huge quantity of dust grains and gases. Now, yes, out of the 8 planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are called inner planets, as they lie between the Sun and the belt of asteroids. The other 4 planets are called outer planets. So alternatively, so outer planets like Jupiter, then Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Now, these are known as outer planets. So, the first 4 are called, that is Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, terrestrial. Terrestrial planet, that is Earth like, as they are made up of rock and metals and have relatively high densities. The rest 4 are called Jovian or gas giant planets. So Jovian means Jupiter like. Most of them are much larger than the terrestrial planets and have thick atmosphere, mostly of helium and hydrogen. So all the planets were formed in the same period, sometime about 4.6 billion years ago. Now, till recently, that is August 2006, Pluto was also considered a planet. However, in a meeting of the International Astronomical Union, a decision was taken that Pluto, like other celestial objects discovered in recent past, may be called dwarf planets. Dwarf planet. So, some data. Yes. So some data regarding our solar system are given in the table. Yes. Now see the distance, density, radius, and satellites. So the difference between terrestrial and Jovian planets can be attributed to conditions like terrestrial planets were formed in the close vicinity of the parent star where it was too warm for gases to condense to solid particles, whereas Jovian planets were formed at quite a distant location. Now, the solar wind was most intense nearer the sun, so it blew off lots of gas and dust from the terrestrial planets. The solar winds were not all the intense to cause similar removal of gases from the Jovian planets. Now, the terrestrial planets are smaller and their lower gravity could not hold the escaping gases. So see, the distance from the sun in an astronomical unit, that is average mean distance of the earth, is 1 lakh, sorry, it's 14 crore 95 lakhs 98,000 kilometer is equal to 1 at density in gram per centimeter square. That is the distance, then radius. So here is the calculations or the information related to Earth. We have one satellite. Radius is equatorial radius, that is 6,378.137 kilometer is equal to 1. So the solar system now, after this we'll start with the moon. Now friends, the moon is the only natural satellite of the earth. Like the origin of the earth, there have been attempts explain how the moon was formed, where in 1838 Sir George Darwin suggested that initially the earth and the moon formed a single rapidly rotating body, whereas the whole mass become a dumbbell shaped, yes, dumbbell shaped body, and eventually it broke. It was also suggested that the material forming the moon was separated from what we have at present, the depression occupied by the Pacific Ocean. So the material which forming the moon was separated from what we have presently, depression occupied by the Pacific Ocean. Now, the present scientists do not accept either of the explanations. Then it is now generally believed that the formation of moon as a satellite of the earth is an outcome of giant impact or what is described as the big splat. Now, a body of the size of 1 to 3 times that of Mars collided into the Earth sometime shortly after the Earth formed. So, it blasted a large part of the Earth into space. So, this portion of blasted material then continued to orbit the Earth and eventually formed into the present moon about 4.44 billion years ago. So this is the formation of moon. Now friends, let's discuss about the evolution of the earth after the moon. Now we will decide, or sorry, now we will discuss the evolution of the earth. Friends, we know that the planet Earth initially was a barren, rocky, and hot object with thin atmosphere. Yes, so this thin atmosphere which consisting of hydrogen and helium. So friends, this is far from the present day picture of the earth. Hence, there must have been some events and processes which may have caused this change from rocky, barren, and hot earth to a beautiful planet with ample amount of water and conducive atmosphere which favoring the existence of life. Now, in the sections, we will find out how the period between the 4600 millennia and the present. So the led to evolution of life on the surface of the planet. Now the earth has layered structure from the outermost end of the atmosphere to the center of the earth. The material that exists is not uniform. The material that exists is not uniform, and the atmospheric material has the least density. So from the surface to deeper depths, the earth's interior has different zones, and each of these contains materials with different characteristics. Now, this is the evolution of the earth. Now see the pale orange dot, that is 3.8 to 2.5 billion years ago. During the Archean era, atmospheric haze might have made earth pale orange instead of pale blue. A haze possibly caused by microorganisms. Now, snowball Earth 630 million years ago, the planet might have been almost completely covered in ice, through perhaps with slushy oceanic openings near the equator. Now, the planet Earth through the ages in dinosaur era, that is 252 to 66 million years ago, even after the continents and oceans took on a more modern look, their shapes were very different in earlier epochs. Then the last ice age were 2.6 million to 11,700 years ago. By the onset of the most recent ice age during the Pleistocene era, the continents had, for the most part, assumed their present shapes and positions. But large parts of the surface were covered in glacial ice. After that, present day Earth where 11,700 years ago, So now, the Holocene era has seen the expansion of human civilization across the planet and the rise of advanced technology. So this is the present day Earth. So see the stages, or we can say planet Earth through the ages, pale orange dot, then snowball Earth, dinosaur era, the last ice age, and the present Earth. Now, friends, after the evolution of the Earth, now we will discuss evolution of lithosphere. Evolution of lithosphere. The Earth was mostly in volatile state during its primordial stage. Due to the gradual increase in density, the temperature inside has increased. As a result, the material inside started getting separated depending on their densities. So this allowed heavier materials like iron to sink towards the center of the earth, and the lighter ones to move towards the surface. Now, with passage of time, it cooled further and solidified and condensed into smaller size. So this later led to the development of outer surface in the form of a crust. During the formation of the moon, due to the giant impact, the earth was further heated up. So it is true. The process of differentiation in the earth forming material got separated into different layers. So starting from the surface to the central parts, we have layers like crust, mantle, outer core, and inner core. So the density of the material increases. We shall, yes, so we shall discuss in detail the properties of each this layer in upcoming session. Now, after the evolution of lithosphere, now see the crust, mantle, core, and inner core. Yes, the outer core and inner core. Now see the kilometers and temperatures. Now, lithosphere. Yes, structure of lithosphere. Now, friends, after that, we will discuss the evolution of atmosphere and hydrosphere. Now we will discuss the evolution of atmosphere and hydrosphere. So friends, the present composition of Earth's atmosphere is chiefly contributed by nitrogen and oxygen. Now, in this NCRT itself, we will cover the composition and structure of the Earth's atmosphere. Now, friends, there are three stages in the evolution of the present atmosphere. The first stage is marked by the loss of primordial atmosphere. In the second stage, the hot interior of the earth, which contributed to the evolution of the atmosphere, and finally the composition of atmosphere. So, which was modified by the living world through the process of photosynthesis. So, the early atmosphere with hydrogen and helium is supposed to have been stripped of a result of the solar winds. This happened not only in the case of Earth, but also in all the terrestrial planets which were supposed to have lost their primordial atmosphere through the impact of solar winds. Now, during the cooling of the earth, gases and water vapors were released from the interior solid earth. So they started evolution of the present atmosphere. Now, the early atmosphere largely contained the water vapor, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, and very little free oxygen. So the process through which the gases were outpoured from the interior, which called degassing. So continuous volcanic eruptions contributed water vapor and gases to the atmosphere. As the earth cooled, the water vapor release started getting condensed. The carbon dioxide in the atmosphere got dissolved in rainwater, and the temperature further decreased, causing more condensation and more rains. The rainwater falling onto the surface got collected in the depression to give rise to oceans. So the Earth's oceans were formed within 500 million years from the formation of the Earth. So this tells us that the oceans are as 4,000 million years. So sometime around 3,800 million years ago, life began to evolve. 3,800 million years ago, life began to evolve. Now, around 2,500 to 3,000 million years before the present, the process of photosynthesis got evolved. Life was confined to the oceans for a long time. So, oceans began to have the contribution of oxygen through the process of photosynthesis. So, oceans began to have contribution of oxygen through the process of photosynthesis. So, eventually, oceans were saturated with oxygen, and 2000 million years ago, oxygen began to flood atmosphere. Now, when we are talking about the geological time scale, so geological time scale, eons, era, period, epoch, eons, era, period, epoch, age years before present, and life or major events. So, when we are talking about the initial era, that is from 65 million years to the present, that is Cainozic era. So the period is quaternary and tertiary. So we'll start like from origin of stars, supernova, like Big Bang, supernova, then origin of stars, the era like 5002. So origin of stars, like Big Bang, supernova, origin of stars, the era between 5,000 to 13,700 millions. Then age or years or before present, like Big Bang, 13,700 million years. Then supernova, 12,000 million years. And origin of stars, 5,000 million years. Then the major events like origin of sun, origin of the universe, and then origin of the sun. After that, Proterozoic, Archean, and Hadean. So the era is Precambrian. I hope everyone aware about the Precambrian era from 570 million to 4,800 million years. Now, the period and epoch not mentioned. So the age or years before present, like Hadin 3800 to 4800 million, Archean 2500 to 3800 million years, whereas the Proterozoic eons, like 570 to 2500 million years. So this is the Precambrian. Now, the in this period, like atmosphere are reaching carbon dioxide in hidden, then oceans and continents form, then blue green algae, that is unicellular bacteria, and then soft bodied arthropods. Yes, arthropods. Now, the years and age, as we have discussed, of Precambrian era. Now then, Paleozoic era, 245 to 570 million, where Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, and Permian. Now, in Cambrian period, like 505 to 570 million years, with no terrestrial life. So, marine invertebrate was the evolved. Then Ordovician, 438 to 505 million years. So the first fish was, we can say, evolved. Then the formation of first fish. Then Silurian era. Yes, period, not era. Silurian period of 408 to 438 million years, where first trace of life on land, that is plants, fish. So during the Paleozoic era, reptile dominate replace amphibians. Then vertebrates were coal baits, then amphibians. So these are the events. Now, after that, Mesozoic era, 65 to 245 million mammals. Then period of Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous, with the years like 208 to 245 million years, 144 to 208 million years, and 65 to 144 million years, where the life events like frogs and turtles, age of dinosaurs, and extinction of dinosaurs observed in this period. So Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous period. After that, Cenozoic era, that is tertiary period. So epoch, which includes the Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene. Now, the years before present, like 57 to 65 million years, 37 to 58 million years, Eocene, Oligocene 24 to 37 million years, Miocene 5 to 24 million years, Pliocene 2 to 5 million years. So the major events in this period, that is tertiary period, like small mammals, rats and mice, then anthropoid ape, rabbits and hare in Oligocene and Eocene epoch, then ape, flowering plants and trees in Miocene, and in Pliocene, that is early human ancestor. So this major events in the tertiary period, then quaternary period of Cenozoic era. So Pleistocene and Holocene. Now 10,000 to 2 million years before present time. Holocene between 0 to 10,000 years, and the major events like Homo sapiens and modern man. Now, these are the geological time scale now. Moving to the next part, that is origin of life. Now, dear friends, now we will discuss origin of life. So, the last phase in the evolution of the earth, which relates to the yes, last phase in the evolution of the earth relates to the origin and evolution of life. Now, it is undoubtedly clear that initially the earth or even the atmosphere of the earth was not conducive, yes, for the development of life. Now, modern scientists refer to the origin of life as a kind of chemical reaction which first generated complex organic molecules and assembled them. So this assemblage was such that they could duplicate themselves, which is converting intimate matter into living substances. Now, the record of life that existed on this planet in different periods. Yes. So the record of life that existed on the planet, yes, this planet in different periods is found in rocks in the form of fossils, then the microscopic structures closely related to the present form of blue algae have been found in geological formations much older than some 3000 million years. It can be assumed that life began to evolve sometime 3800 million years ago. The summary of evolution of life from unicellular bacteria to the modern man is given in the geological timescale. So we have studied the evolution life from unicellular bacteria to the modern man, which is given here. Now see this in geological time we have already discussed. Now after this we will discuss about the next topic in next session. So friends, today we have discussed about the basic introductory information of the physical geography. Yes, we are studying now fundamentals of physical geography, where we have covered the information related to geography as a discipline, and then we have started unit second, that is the earth, where we have covered the origin and evolution of the earth. Now in the next session we will start with the interior of the earth. So friends, today we have covered initially the geography as an intergranting discipline, then as a science of spatial attributes, branches of geography, importance of physical geography. Then we have also studied the branches which is based on systematic approach, where we have covered physical geography and human geography. Then we have also covered the branches of geography based on regional approach. Then we have covered the topics like the origin and evolution of the earth. So early theories, that is origin of the earth. Modern theories like origin of the universe we have discussed. Then the Big Bang, the star formation, then formation of planets. Our solar system we have discussed. Then the moon. Then evolution of lithosphere and geological time scale, and then origin of life. So friends, I hope you have liked this session. Now, dear friends, Unacademy is providing a number of benefits with combo subscription, like one subscription where you will get number of benefits. UPSC CSE 6-in-1 offer, where you will get Unacademy notes worth rupees 10,000 absolutely free with 1 year and above subscription. Mega subscription offer, you will get extended validity. Those aspirant facing financial constraint, they can go with loan facilities or no cost EMI benefit. The link is provided in the description box for the applying loan. CSE assured on 2 years and above subscription. We'll also allocate we will allocate an expert mentor during your UPSC CSE journey, and 2 month subscription option is also available in discounted price, that is 15,000. So friends, here on the paid subscription you will get 10% discount after using referral code RBI Live. So do not forget to use the referral code to get 10% discount on a paid subscriptions. So the plus subscription for 1 year you have to pay only 44,550 rupees, whereas for the 1 year of iconic subscription you have to pay 67,050 rupees. Now friends, you can also avail 10% discount using referral code on optional subscription. And UPSC Combat, yes, we are conducting combat on every Sunday morning 11 a.m. 1 hour 56 questions. After the combat you will get ranks, and as per your ranks you will get number of benefits and scholarships. Like first 3 rank holders will get 1 year UPSC CSE plus subscription, and other rank holders will get like 75%, 50% and 25% scholarship. So friends, do not forget to enroll yourself for UPSC Combat. We are going to start new batches from 1st September. So Mission All India Rank 1 batch focused on Mains 2021, and other 1 year and 2 year regular batches you can join as per your convenience. And last but not the least, friends, do not forget to register yourself for free test series where we'll cover general studies and current affairs part. And you can use the referral code RBLI to unlock the test. Now, friends, those aspirants are planning to appear for prelims this year. They should start solving multiple choice questions and test series. And Unacademy is is ready to help you, to provide you all assistance. So friends, keep watching, stay tuned, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe Unacademy videos. See you in the next lecture with new topic in our regular sessions, and in NCERT marathon series we will continue the class 11th NCERT fundamentals of physical geography. Do not forget to attend free special classes on our Unacademy app. So download today and gear up your preparation for UPSC CSE. So thank you. Stay home, stay safe,